Oh, Ashton Williams. Oh my goodness, where do I start with this one?
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Ashton Williams is the communications manager of Infinity Ward, and my goodness, she does everything but actually communicate with the community.
Oh, hell no!
I mean, you would think for somebody in that role, you would have the responsibility to be able to push out information regarding your latest game, Modern Warfare, and also reply to people, fans, community members who have questions about that game, whether they are good, bad, or just simply curious about how things work in the game itself. But again, here is one such person, just like the rest of the developers at Infinity Ward. They only respond to those who have something good or positive to say about their game. Now, if you criticize the game, if you ask a legit question sometimes as to why certain things were not implemented into the game, they're not going to answer you. They are only going to answer people if they have something good to say, also if they have some sort of prestige or they're well known in the community. But if you have anything, remotely anything to ask that is any way, shape, or form critical, even if you're not asking it in a demeaning way, you're still gonna be ignored. This is why we get so frustrated with these people. And as a communications manager, it is your job. It is your job to communicate to the community and to address all of the concerns that we have. Now, if you don't have the answer to that problem or to that question, then it would be your job to ask a developer or somebody out there in your community or on your team who has an answer to that question.
I got brains.
And for whatever reason, if you're not able to answer that question because maybe it breaches confidentiality or it breaches your contract or whatever the case may be, then let us know that you're not allowed to say. So she can't even do that. Instead, let's just take a look at some of the things that she actually does as a community manager. What does she do on Twitter? What is she actually tweeting about? Let's take a look at some of these things. So as you can see, she is talking about the Me Too movement and all of this stuff that happens with women. Now, understand one thing. Of course, there are a majority of people out there that stand with women in gaming, and obviously, we don't approve of them being picked on in this community or actually being demeaned or anything like that. So, obviously, this stuff happens anywhere. It's not just in this industry, but she goes on to talk about it, and I'm sure she's had her experiences with it as well and have heard from others with that experience. But my goodness, man, I mean, we're here for gaming and for Modern Warfare content and updates, and you can't even do that. All she does is basically retweets everything that Infinity Ward or Activision put out. Like, what's the point of you even being a community manager if all you're gonna do is just retweet stuff? You know what I mean? Like, it's fine to retweet it, but if you don't have anything else to add to it or something that's interesting, then what's so special about your job? Like, why are you even a communications manager or, in that role if you can't communicate anything else besides that? You know what I mean? You don't have anything else to add to the table when it comes to your game. I would think that you would be a lot more involved, but of course, she's over here, retweeting. Guess what? Animal Crossing. Yep. And I remember in the beginning, she was tweeting out about her favorite NFL team. All this stuff while ignoring what people were asking, especially in the beginning of this game when it first dropped, about the questions that we had, about Dead Silence not being in the game, all the stuff that we were concerned about. The doors, windows, loud footsteps. I mean, I could go on and on and on. And of course, we were asking the developers, same thing, same response, which is nothing. And if they do, they're going to respond with sarcasm, all that stuff. And that's just something that I just cannot put up with. That's just something I can't tolerate as somebody who is a very vocal fan of this game and this franchise and somebody who has been supporting it for years and years and years. And to see somebody who does not take it as serious even though it's their job to be able to do that. It just kind of irks me. Like, honestly, I don't know if I am a little too serious or I'm thinking too much into it, but I know I'm not the only one. I know that I am not the only one who thinks that she is better served doing something else. Something where she doesn't have to maybe communicate or have to be in the role where she is actively engaging with the community. Because believe it or not, I'm not going to say that the community is the most fair out there. I'm not going to say that they're the nicest community out there. Everybody knows the Call of Duty community is toxic. We know that. But at least you could somewhat ease the flames by actually communicating. Now, if you don't do that, we are only going to get even more frustrated, and that's why you see people lashing out even more. If you keep ignoring us, if you keep ignoring the fact that we have these concerns and we can't voice them, and we feel like somebody is out there not listening to us, of course we're gonna get more frustrated. I mean, honestly, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is gonna happen? Obviously, she can't take the heat. You know, there's a saying that says, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. And this is not even supposed to be anything, sexist because she's a woman, but I'm just saying, if you can't take the heat, you need to get out of the kitchen. That role might not be very suitable to you, and they need to find a replacement. Now, do I dare say this? You might be even worse than Tina Palacios. If you guys remember Tina Palacios. Oh, I mean, watch this. You guys remember this?
So on top of all this, you also get the free fall bonus map. That's one of my favorite particular maps.
Oh my goodness, man. Free fall, your favorite map? Oh man, I'm kind of rethinking what I just said earlier. I mean, honestly, it doesn't get any more cringe than that, but my goodness, man. Does this lady here, Ashton Williams, get on my nerves as well because of her lack or ability to do her job effectively? I mean, give it to somebody who's actually going to communicate. Give it to me. Give it to somebody out there who actually will communicate with the community. And if they don't know the answer to a question, they're going to go out and seek it. You know what I mean? And actually put out a statement saying that they don't know the answer, but they're going to find out. And when they actually do find that out, they could say what the answer is. Or if they can't because of confidentiality or because they are not allowed to or whatever the case is, at least put that so you could put our minds at ease, because a lot of people in this community, you have to understand, are very passionate about this game and franchise. So if you are not willing, if you are not able to provide that sort of bridge between the game developers and the community, then you're not fit for the job. I'm sorry. You're just not. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think I was maybe a little too harsh? Or do you guys agree with me? Do you guys think that she is doing an absolute horrible job as a communications manager? Let me know all of your thoughts down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And also don't forget to hit the bell to be notified whenever I upload. And with that being said, this is GCP signing off.